Hey everyone, I just got these paints in from Peerless Watercolor and I thought that I would kind of share some big news with you. So they had contacted me a couple days ago and asked if I wanted to do a collaboration with them where I would be picking out colors and we would be creating a palette based off of my artwork that they would then sell in their shop. I'm so excited about it, and I've never done anything like this before, so I thought I would document this process to kind of give you an insight to what I'm going to be doing. If you have never heard of Peerless Watercolors before, they are actually dye-based, I believe, and they are on these sheets of paper. So they're super portable, really easy to use while traveling, and definitely not like traditional watercolors. They have been around for a long time though. I think it was like around 1900s. I'm honestly not positive, but I know that this company has been in their family for so long, so I'm really excited that they wanted to work with me. I'm just really humbled by that. So I think that the first thing to do is to open these up and swatch them all and figure out what colors we have to work with. I'm not exactly sure how many colors I'll be selecting for this, but I guess we will just see when we get there. I wanted to give you guys an idea of what these colors actually look like. It's hard to tell by just looking at these large sheets, but I had some of their colors beforehand and I swatched them. So this isn't all of their collection. So swatching the whole thing is going to be really exciting. But I actually keep them in this little tiny box that my friend Anna sent me. And this is kind of what they look like. They're just sheets of dyed paper. So this side is closest to what the actual color looks like, and then this side is where the pigment actually is. Let me just do a quick swatch for you. So all you do is add some water. I guess it would help if my brush were cleaned. Okay, so you add some water. And then there you go. It's super cool. I know that they're becoming a bigger thing, but this is the company that originally created this type of watercolor, and I think it's just so interesting and exciting. So, all right, let's go ahead and open these packages. So I had to decide where it was I wanted to swatch these. I thought maybe doing it in my current sketchbook wouldn't be such a good idea just because it's pretty small and trying to swatch all of these colors in such a small area is going to take a lot of time, and I'm gonna have to dry all the pages, and I thought it would just be too much of a hassle. So I decided that it would be best if I did it in this big Khadi sketchbook that I had just purchased. It lays completely flat. I know I love the paper, and this way I can swatch them all out, see them all clearly, and that way I can make my selection of what colors will be in this palette more easily. That's the brand there. And I've actually used a sketchbook like this before. It's this tiny one, also by Khadi. And I use this for my Patreon reviews, so yeah, I love this paper and I thought it would be great. Also started the sketchbook upside down and backwards, but you know, whatever. Yeah, so alongside this, I'm kind of thinking of swatching the colors on tiny sheets of paper. Maybe something like this. I have a lot of scraps from my sketchbook shop, so I'm thinking if I can swatch them both in the sketchbook and on here, so I can kind of move things around and figure out what exactly I want in this palette, that would be the best option. There's a lot of different ways that you can make palettes out of these little strips that make it a lot easier to paint with, but it kind of doesn't make sense for me to do that at this point just because there are so many colors. But once I have my final color palette picked out, I'm definitely going to be making one of those palettes, and I'll show you how to do that in a different video. I also decided to do those mini swatches on these Shizen paper scraps that I have. I'm gonna cut them apart once I actually do the swatches, just so I don't have a million pieces of paper lying around. But yeah, okay, time to swatch. So here are all the yellows swatched out. I am in love with these two right here. This one, honestly that one. This one looks like New Gamboge from Daniel Smith. I'm really into like all of these. This yellow ochre is beautiful. But here they are on the Shizen paper too, which just wow, they're so pigmented. And I actually feel like I always get too much pigment and not enough water. But that's okay, these are just swatches. I mean, specifically, this looks okay on camera, this flesh tint, but in person it does not look like any human I've ever seen. It's like, it's almost neon, but that's just because it needs watered down, which I did not do. So yeah, a lot of things to think about. I think this daffodil is absolutely going to be in the palette, but yellows aren't necessarily colors that I use often. I usually only use it for like small things like lights or windows in my little landscapey things. But yeah, so that's that done. And now we're gonna move on to the reds. By the way, I know this pen is super not waterproof. It's just like a normal, like, I don't know, a Pilot G2, but yeah. Probably should have used something more waterproof, but also it's super easy to write with, so that's why I picked it. And my pencil is so light that you couldn't see it on the rough paper, so yeah, that's what that's about. So here are all the reds and pinks done. I would say that a lot of these I definitely want in my palette. ones, specifically the darker ones. Let me show you. I love this one, that's blood red. I like that one as well. This one's rose red, I love that. This purple is gorgeous. This one here is called garnet. I love that too. I'll definitely have probably a couple versions of each primary color as well, just to make the palette even more versatile, but yeah, I am really loving the reds in this range. This is what they look like on Shizen paper. That rose red is really pretty. So here are the purple, blues, and greens. Literally all these purples I think I want. They're all so pretty. That one is so lovely. I was kind of shocked at how pale it is. It's still pigmented, but just the color itself is really pale. I think I'll have to put that one in my, my grandma reminds me of forget-me-nots, so that one will definitely have to be in there. Obviously this one, it's the closest to indigo. It's called Jane's Gray, it's beautiful, so that one will definitely go in there too. For the greens, I'll probably put one of these brighter greens in, but the ones that I love the most were Mountain Green, Myrtle Green, and Hunter's Green. That would be kind of nice, like a sap green. Yeah, so lots of beautiful ones in this section. So here are the browns and other neutrals. I don't use a lot of brown in my work, but this one's really beautiful. I love the grays, even all the blacks. Like, I was surprised I saw that many blacks. I was like, oh man, like they're all going to be the same, but literally all of them are different. So I'll definitely be adding some of those. That one's really beautiful. I don't know why it's called makeup, but it is very pretty. So I thought I would just do a very quick flip through again of just all of the colors that were in their collection. They did tell me that 2 of them they didn't have ready to ship to me. I can't remember what they were, but from the sounds of them, they didn't seem like colors I would want in my palette. I wonder if they were like some sort of green or something. I can't remember. But I wasn't too worried about it. It's pretty cool how much variety there is. There's of course some that are pretty similar. I mean, even just ignore this little bleeding spot, but these 2 purples, I believe that was wisteria and that's amethyst. They're pretty similar, but it's still beautiful. So I'll have an easy time narrowing down the colors that are similar. So that's where I'm going to end this video. I hope you guys liked watching me swatch all these out. I'm going to post a whole bunch of information on my Instagram once I kind of settle on some ideas for the packaging and also how many colors exactly will be in here. I will definitely let you guys know once the palette is ready for sale. And also, if you are a patron on my Patreon, I will be holding like a little poll where you can vote on what colors will be in here. So you'll actually have a say in the final palette, which is really exciting. So all tiers will get that. So if you're interested, I'll leave the link in the description. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.